What's up, guys? Josh B here, and today we are going to continue the Yu-Gi-Oh Archetype Series. So, last time on Yu-Gi-Oh Archetype Series, we did Chronomalies and Constellars. Well, actually, I don't think we did. I know we did Constellars, but there was one other one that we did for that. We definitely did Crystals in the past. I know that. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now remember. So we did Cloudians and Constellars. All right. So, but now we are now going to take a look at cubics. Cubic, known in the OCG as Hukai, is an archetype of monsters with various attributes, primarily light and dark, and types, primarily beast, fairy, and fiend, used by the one and only Igami in Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dark Side of Dimensions film, and by Sarah in Transcend Game. Now, the Japanese name of the archetype, Hokai, is written with the characters for Direction World. It seems to be a reference to the Buddhist term Worlds of the 10 Directions, Jippo Sekai, or the Dasa Dikpala. The individual cubic monsters are based on the Dikpala and the guardians of the directions in Hinduism. The kanji can be used to form the word cube, ripple, and a geometric shape that appears on some cubic cards and that is frequently seen being summoned and manipulated by Agami. The English name of the archetype may be based on this. The cube and multiple worlds motif is referenced by the film's title, The Dark Side of Dimensions. Now, here are its members. Blade Garudia, the cubic beast, which is based on Garuda. Buster Gundle, the cubic behemoth, which is based on Gandharva. Crimson Nova, the dark cubic lord, Shiva. Crimson Nova Trinity, the dark cubic lord, Trimurti. Dark Garnex, the cubic beast, Ganesha. Duza, the meteor cubic vessel, Dias Pita. Guerra Gul, the cubic king, Vayu. Indiora Doomvold, the cubic emperor, Indra. Vijan, the cubic seed, Vishnu. And Vulcan Dragini, the cubic king, Agni. Now, here's a little personal information about me. I am half Hindu and half Indian. So this sort of interests me a little bit, but I don't think that I would play cubics. I don't think I would play cubics competitively because I know that it would just straight up lose. But you never know what this deck can do. So here are some support cards. Cubic Ascension, Moksha, Cubic Casualty, Setkaryavada, Cubic Dharma is a Dharma, Cubic Karma is Karma, Cubic Mandala is Mandala, Cubic Rebirth is Samsara, Cubic Wave is Aura, and Unification of the Cubic Lords is Trividi. Now, the monsters in the cubic archetype can be largely divided into three series. The Beast Cubic Beast series, with the inclusion of Buster Gundle, the cubic behemoth, the Fiend Cubic Lord series, and the Fairy Cubic King series, with the inclusion of Indiora Doomval, the Cubic Emperor. In particular, the Cubic Beast and Cubic King series form the backbone of the archetype, with a few threads of commonality between their members. Both series emphasize the strategy of engaging the opponent's monsters in battle or destroying them by battle in order to fulfill the respective listed conditions and special summon their higher level monsters. Both series are comprised of monsters with 0 attack points and 0 defense points, with each series having a single monster in each from the levels 2 to 4. Additionally, the monsters in both series have summoning conditions that require the controller to send from the field to the graveyard a number of cubic monsters equal to 1 less of their respective levels before special summoning them from the hand. However, all monsters except Vijam the Cubic Seed and Duza the Meteor Cubic Vessel are special summon only monsters. Each of the monsters in both series have 3 effects with common characteristics among them. The first effect is applied if the monster is special summoned via its own summoning conditions, bolstering the monster's attack points by the product of 1 less than its level and an amount common to the series. So 1,000 for the Cubic Beast series and 800 for the Cubic King series. So basically 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, etc. for Cubic Beast, and 800, 1,600, 2,400, etc. for the Cubic Kings. The second effect is unique to the series, enabling members of the Cubic Beast series, except Dark Garnix, the Cubic Beast, to attack a number of times per battle phase equal to 1 less of their levels, and members of the Cubic King series to inflict 800 damage to the opponent when they are special summoned from the hand. For the levels 2 and 3 monsters, the third effect entails sending themselves to the graveyard once a condition unique to their series, destroying the opponent's monsters by battle for the Cubic Beast series and battling the opponent's monsters for the Cubic King series is met. Then special summoning from the graveyard a number of copies of Vijam, the Cubic Seed, equal to the respective levels, and finally adding to the hand from the deck the monster in the series that is 1 level higher than themselves, setting the controller up to special summon the added monster by sending the summoned copies of Vijam to the graveyard. The third effect of the level 4 monsters instead special summon 3 cubic monsters from the graveyard if the monster is sent there by an opponent's card, and then allow the controller to add any cubic card from the deck to the hand. So Vijam is at the core of the majority of the archetype strategies, as the effects of monsters from both series are dependent upon special summoning copies of it from the graveyard to fuel their special summons. Vijam itself focuses on battling the opponent's monsters and then going to the spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell card in order to place cubic counters on them, which prevent them from attacking and negates their effects, keeping the opponent from battling cubic monsters or using monster effects on them at a time that is inopportune to the controller. Following this, Vijam can simply special summon itself from the spell and trap zone and battle another monster, repeating the process for as many times as the controller wishes, leaving the opponent's monsters vulnerable to attacks from members of both series once Vijam is used to special summon any of them. As both series are oriented towards battle in order to summon their higher level monsters, several of the archetype spell and trap cards are focused on decreasing the attack opponent's monsters in order to make this task easier. Another common trait shared by several spell and trap cards is the placement of cubic counters on the opponent's monsters. In particular, Cubic Wave doubles the attack points of one of the controller's cubic monsters and half that of an opponent's monster, while also possessing an effect that lets the controller banish it and any number of cubic monsters from the graveyard, placing a number of cubic counters on an opponent's monsters equal to the number of banished monsters. Cubic Karma sends copies of Vjom from the deck to the graveyard, while also giving one of the controller's cubic monsters, except Vjom, 800 attack per cent monster. So it basically works on the Cubic King series. It also has the opponent's life points by sending itself to the graveyard when Vjom is special summoned by a cubic monster's effect during the opponent's turn, and can banish itself from the graveyard to allow the controller to add a cubic monster from their deck to their hand. Unification of the cubic lords is essential for the summon of the archetype's boss monster, Crimson Nova Trinity, the Dark Cubic Lord, and can fusion summon it if the controller sends its fusion materials to the graveyard from the hand or field. It could also banish itself from the graveyard to enable the controller to special summon a level 4 or lower cubic monster from the hand or deck, ignoring the summoning conditions, and granting the summoned monster immunity to battle and effect destruction for the turn. Cubic Mandala lets the controller target the opponent's destroyed monsters in the graveyard that were sent there that turn and special summon them to the opponent's field, whilst reducing their attack points to 0 and placing a cubic counter on each. The card also plays a key role in further locking down the opponent's other monster effects, negating any activated ones while the opponent controls the special summon the summoned monsters. Cubic Rebirth was supposed to punish the opponent for declaring direct attacks by special summoning their other copies of the attacking monster from their hand, deck, and graveyard, and then striping those monsters of all the attack points and placing cubic counters on them. But since Master Rule 4, this effect only enables the opponent to make high link summons in their main phase 2. Then it allows the controller to special summon a level 4 or lower cubic monster from the hand or deck, ignoring the summoning conditions, which does not make up for the disadvantage at all. Now, Duza, the Meteor Cubic Vessel, is an important combo piece in the archetype, as it sends a cubic card from the deck to the graveyard upon its normal or special summon, enabling the Cubic Beast and Cubic King series to have copies of Vjom there to special summon with their third effects, should it be sent. Alternatively, the effect of Duza could also be used to send Wave, Unification, or Karma, allowing the controller to banish them for their effects without having to activate and send them to the graveyard first. Duza also takes advantage of the tendency of the Cubic Beast and Cubic King series to send their monsters to the graveyard, using this influx of monsters to boost its own attack points by 200, multiplied by the number of differently named cubic monsters in the graveyard for the turn. Duza could also serve as an immense beat stick in the right circumstances. By summoning Duza and using Cubic Karma to send all Vjom in the deck to the graveyard, as well as a unification of the Cubic Lords, you could boost Duza's attack points to at least 4,200, and even use Cubic Wave to increase attack further to 8,400, while unification of the Cubic Lords serves as a failsafe. So basically what that means is that if you got some way to clear the opponent's board, and you've got at least one Duza, the meteor cubic vessel, you could summon it. And then use Cubic Karma to send, and then activate Cubic Karma in your hand to send all Vjom in the deck to the graveyard, as well as the unification of the Cubic Lords from Duza. And then that would gain the attack points to 8,400 and attack for game. That would basically be an OTK. And if you don't know what an OTK stands for, it stands for one turn kill. The archetype's boss monsters are contained in the Cubic Lord series, which is comprised of Nomi monsters with high attack points, in stark contrast to the rest of the archetype's members, except Duza. As the controller may possibly amass Cubic Beast and Cubic King monsters without any means of summoning them, Crimson Nova, the Dark Cubic Lord, can utilize that to its advantage. Special summoning itself from the hand if the controller reveals 3 other differently named Cubic cards in the hand. Owing to the fact that it is both unaffected by activated monster effects, whose attack points is equal to or below its original attack points of 3,000, and has the capability of attacking again if it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, it can serve as a formidable beat stick. Also, this trait is also shared with Crimson Nova Trinity, the Dark Cubic Lord, which can be summoned by fusing 3 copies of Crimson Nova using the aforementioned unification of the Cubic Lords. Crimson Nova Trinity also shares the multiple attack ability of its fusion material, whilst also being untargetable and indestructible by card effects. But here's the thing. Summoning out Crimson Nova Trinity, the Dark Cubic Lord, and having the 3 for using the 3 Crimson Nova, the Dark Cubic Lord, and setting unification of the Cubic Lords face down, that's going to be impossible unless I have the perfect hand. Now, it is also capable of having the opponent's life points each time it attacks, and punishes the opponent should they attempt to skirt it around by inflicting effect damage to the controller, as it also inflicts the same amount of effect damage to the opponent in turn. Now, I am not going to go into the weaknesses because A, we don't really want to, and B, I'm also going to provide the link for cubics down below in case you want to try out a cubic deck. So we're going to log on to our dueling nexus here. Go into our deck editor, go to here. So this was from last week. Clear this. 3 Trinity, 3 Duza, 3 Doombolt, Buster Gundle, Trigini, Blade Garudia, Garagul, Dark Gornex, and Bijam, Cubic Wave, Crimson Nova Trinity, Cubic Dharma, Cubic Karma, Ascension, Unification, Casualty, Rebirth, Mandala, and I believe that's it. So we're going to save that. And then we are going to go to the dual zone. And let's play a custom bot. Let's enter the frogs. Let's do this. All right, we're going to go second and see what our opponent ends up having. Okay, here's the thing. So our opponent set a card face down, activated wetlands, and normal summoning submarine frog. So basically that attack points is doubled. So what we're gonna do is we are going to normal summon our Duza, the media cubic vessel, activate its effect. We are going to send our unification. And then what we're going to do is we're going to activate Cubic Wave. We're going to target Duza and Submarine Frog. Then we're just gonna end our turn. But the thing is, I don't think cubic wave lasts until the end of the turn, does it? I don't know. But I know that face down card is Froggy Force Field and Duza will be destroyed. Actually, no. Let's see. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to enter the battle phase and attack. That might be Froggy Force Field, but you know what? I'm not gonna care. Wait, what? It wasn't Froggy Force Field? Oh, it must be the huge revolution is over. Okay, I'm gonna end my turn. Let's see what our opponent's got. Gonna draw. Solidarity, set, and pass. All right, we're gonna draw. Oh, look at that. Normal summon another Duza. Activate effect. Descend from our deck to the grave. Cubic Karma. Activate Karma's effect, banishing it. And we are going to add, we're going to add Crimson Nova, the Dark Cubic Lord. And then we are going to reveal Vulcan Dragini, Blade Garuda, and Indiora Doombolt in order to special summon out our Crimson Nova, the Dark Cubic Lord. And then we're gonna nope. And then we're gonna enter the battle phase. And then we're gonna have our Duza attack the face down monster. That's and then what we're gonna do is that we're gonna now attack and attack. Here's the thing though. Crimson Nova, the Dark Cubic Lord's effect is that during my end phase, each player takes 3,000 damage. And since the Nexus AI is at 3,000 exactly, we win. And that'll be all. So, uh, so thank you for watching this episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh Archetype Series. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below what your favorite cubic card is. So, next week, we are going to be taking a look at the Cyber Angels. But that is for next week. So you're gonna have to stay tuned for that. So now if you want to catch up on my Yu-Gi-Oh Archetype series videos and my Rise of the Planet series, if you want to, the playlist in the last week's episode of the Archetype series will be here. So thank you all for watching. And this is Josh B signing out. Peace.